Alright guys, so I decided to not do the Busch Gardens discussion overview because there's only 2 parks and I didn't feel that it was really necessary to do one, so I guess I just talk about them when I get to them. Kind of funny, a Busch Gardens coaches in the background. But I decided to hop on to doing an actual park discussion to give you guys a taste of what it will be like, and I'm obviously making improvements to the segment as I go along and think of other things to add and what to take away and stuff. But the first one I decided to do was from the amount of comments, so 1, about Six Flags St. Louis. So Grant Murphy, this one's for you. So here's a little history on the park. It opened in 1971, originally Six Flags over Mid-America. It was one of 3 parks to be built by Six Flags, the other 2 being Six Flags over Texas and Six Flags over Georgia. And it's in Eureka, Missouri, which I believe is pretty close to St. Louis. So the ride stats, it's got 40 rides, 19 coasters, a 240-acre park with 8 different themed areas, which is pretty cool. And I didn't include the water park stats on here. I'm not really going to focus on the water park or water parks. I'm doing more of the theme park stuff. So this is a list of the coasters here. You can see there's some good ones in there. They got a Mr. Freeze, Reverse Blast, Boss, American Thunder, Original Evel Knievel, and Boomerang, which is their new 2013 edition. And so I'm just kind of going to talk about now the main important roller coasters of the park. So obviously Mr. Freeze is going to be in here, and it's a Premier Rides launch. I believe like one of their tallest and fastest that they've done. It's up there. But it's got some really cool theming to the ride. It's a very good ride, but in my opinion it doesn't quite fill the void left by the park not having a hyper coaster. I'd really like it if they had one. You know, Mr. Freeze is a great ride. I'm not knocking on it, but I just really wish they had a hyper coaster. But they also have the Boss. The Boss is, I actually do believe, CCI's tallest and fastest coaster. It is definitely their best coaster. The Boss is pretty much one of the best wooden roller coasters out there. It's a very long ride, and it's just all around great. In my opinion, this is actually better than Mr. Freeze, because I really actually like these kind of wooden coasters. They're really cool. So those are the only 2 coasters I decided to do. This is its theme park review rating. It's got a thrill factor of 4, which I feel is a little high. I'd probably give it a 3.5, but overall pretty good. It's actually pretty efficient. I'll have to figure that one out. I don't know. But it's got an overall vote of 3.5, fan vote of 3.5. I'm going to save my vote for the end. So I'm going to move on to my likes and don't likes now. Again, I like the good mix of roller coasters. It's got a few good flat rides in there. Again, I put some of the roller coasters that I liked there. I do also feel my don't likes. I feel that they're a little low on the coasters. They could use a couple more. There's some where they're lacking in roller coaster. Also kind of a stereotypical Six Flags park. They got a lot of clones like Mr. Freeze, Batman the Ride. Those are both clones. If you know, Six Flags is very big to the cloning, but this park is very and particularly big on it. Another thing, it also needs a hyper coaster or some kind of full circuit 200-foot coaster. Again, Mr. Freeze, good coaster, doesn't quite fill the space though. Like Six Flags over Texas, they have it, but they also have a hyper coaster. So here's a park map. You can see there's the water park right down this section, and here's the entrance. But I kind of like how you can go. You got the water park option over here, but if you don't want to go to the water park, you can kind of go out and just spread your way out and kind of make a big circle. It's pretty nice. You can see there's a Boss back there, American Thunder, Original Evel Knievel. That's Mr. Freeze. So moving on. So here's the latest news and rumors for it. Obviously the big one being the Iron Horse rumor for the Boss. I'd pretty much say that that's going to happen in 2015. They gave it a year gap because they got Boomerang in 2013, but that was, Boomerang's an alright ride, but it's not, the best, and it was not necessarily brand new. It was a transfer, and the Boss, I guess you could call it an upgrade, but I really think they're going to do something good with it. And actually the Rocky Mountain construction people were seen outside the Boss, so I'd say we gotta wait till next year, but I'd say this is pretty much gonna happen. And now I also don't feel that they're going to be getting those giant drop tower, like a Drop of Doom, like Lex Luthor type deal. They just don't have a place to put it. They could do a tower, but I actually think they already have a drop tower. So I just think it's going to happen. And the next time I think we'll be seeing like a brand new built coaster. I'm giving it 2018 to 2020. It's just my estimate there. So my official review is that I give it a 3.5. Again, I'd probably take the thrill factor down to a 3.5. But overall, I'd keep it there. I think it overall is a pretty good park. It's got a good variety of things to choose from. It just has a couple things where, like, if it had a couple more coasters, this park would be phenomenal. So what do you think about this? You know, comment other parks and other suggestions of types you would like to see. I had an idea of, I have a list of coasters or types of coasters that each park should have, and I would go and I'd list it and kind of check off, you know, say they had this coaster and this coaster, but not this type of coaster. So I mean, I didn't put it in there because it was kind of a little iffy, high on the work, not much, you know, on the demand, but I could pull it out if you wanted me to. And again, it doesn't have to be part of a chain. I'd do this on, you know, any type of park, international or whatever. And so you can check out my blog, coasterposter41.blogspot.com. I apologize, I haven't been uploading a lot recently, but I'm doing my best. So again, keep calm and ride coasters.